you guys, so I'm here with another video and I'm here with Monica Jordan, and as you guys probably know, we are going to be doing a question and answers video because I asked you guys to submit your questions and you had a lot of them, so we're going to go ahead and get into it and answer the questions for you guys. It was a very overwhelming response. Like, I actually had to make the video private because you guys had so many questions, but we are going to try our best to answer all the questions that you guys have. So without further ado, would you like to introduce yourself or anything?
Hey ladies, my name is Monica Jordan. I'm a hairstylist, professional hairstylist. I do have my license and I'm located in Birmingham, Alabama.
And let me just tell you guys about Monica. She has been such a blessing on my life. Like, I was just in dire need for a hairstylist here in Birmingham, and when I found her, I swear she was like heaven sent, because I was really wanting to feel more confident about my hair and like as far as getting sew-ins, and she definitely did that for me. So I'm like really excited to be working with her, and she does fabulous work. So if you're ever in Birmingham area, if you live in this area, be sure to check her out because she will definitely have your hair laid, okay? So yeah, and I did her makeup, so I hope you guys like it. She is a beat, okay? So yeah, we are just going to go ahead and get started on these questions. So the first question is, when buying hair extensions, what are some things we should look for?
Well, the first thing you want to look for is weft construction, to make sure it's a tight, firm, secure weft, because it's not, a lot of times the hair will shed. The second thing that you want to look for is the short and long strands on that weft. The short and long strands, that makes a difference because the shorter strands will stand up. Short hair controls long hair. So you want to make sure all the hair is one length and there's not a whole lot of short strands in there. And the third thing is smell. I've been hearing a lot of people are sitting out hair that stinks. So you want to be careful about stinky hair.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple of like wigs and like extensions that have been sent for me in like the past, and they have actually smelled horrible. Like, I don't know why people would send out hair with it having a smell, and then they have the audacity to try to spray perfume on it. Like, perfume's not gonna cover up stink. If it stinks, you know, perfume's not gonna cover it up. So yeah, I suggest that you definitely look out for smell, because that smell is hard to get. It's hard to get rid of.
Absolutely.
And I've also seen like wefted hair that, or not weft, yeah, wefted hair. And when I look at the weft, it has like strands of hair like sticking out. Like, well, I guess that's what you mean by the construction of the weft.
Absolutely. Well, not yes and no. Construction, you want to make sure it's tight and it's firm. But when you say like the beard on the back,
yes, like there will be hair. Like, I had a couple of subscribers send me pictures of like the wefts, and there were like hair, like, I can't really explain, but like hair coming out the sides of.
Oh yeah, that's a bad weft construction. And what you do is when you start sewing that hair in, it'll start shedding. So you want to make sure that there is no strands, no bad construction. It's not tight. The hair is all together. It's all going in one direction. That there is the hair on the weft, the very top of the weft. The weft is the very top of the track. You want to make sure it's going in all one direction and there's not strands everywhere, because at the end of the day, when you start sewing it in and you wear it, you'll have a lot of shedding, and you guys don't want hair shedding.
Okay, so. And like, okay, so a question that I have personally is there anything that you can look for to tell for sure if the hair is virgin? Like, is there anything specific?
All the hair should be going in one direction. When you touch the hair, you'll take your hands and run down and it feels smooth. So typically that means the cuticle is going all in one direction. Right,
because you know there's a million and one virgin hair companies, and you want to make sure if you're buying virgin hair that it's actually virgin hairs, because there's a lot of people who claim it's virgin but it's really been processed. So you definitely want to make sure that it's virgin if you're paying for it.
And within a short period of time of wearing that hair, you'll be able to tell that it's not virgin. Once it's put in, once you spend money on the install, you'll be able to tell that it's not virgin, because it'll tangle up, it'll mat up, and it'll do tricks. Right. You guys don't want no tricks.
Right. Okay, so the next question says, I have alopecia. Can you please give me some tips on the best way to keep my wig on without having to glue it down? Any tips would help. Don't have much hair left. Thank you. Aww.
Okay, well, I do deal with clients who have alopecia, and some of the alopecia is, you know, it's not due to their own destruction, and, you know, they still want alternatives for wearing beautiful hair, and the wigs do slip. They don't want to wear tape. They don't want to wear any form of adhesive. And what I suggest to my clients is the band method. I love this because it keeps the wigs firm and secure. So sew it on one side, take it around to the back, sew it on the other side. It makes it really firm, really secure, and it holds it into place very well.
She actually did it with my closure, and I like the way that it made it lay down without putting so much tension like on the front, because sometimes I would notice if I would get it sewed down, it would put a lot of tension, especially like on my edges, I feel like. So I like the band method that it lays it down. So the next one is a long one, so I'm gonna try to read all of it, but it says, my new stylist told me if I relax my hair bone straight that I should wait 3 months between retouches to prevent overprocessing. My hair grows super fast and I don't think I can go 3 months without looking ratchet. I feel you, girl. But I prefer my hair to be bone straight. What should I do?
Well, as I'm a professional stylist, so I do hair all day in the salon. The longest that you can go on your relaxer always is the very best thing. But if you have a lot of new growth, meaning if your hair is growing quickly and the hair is being relaxed properly the first time, you don't have to go 3 months in between relaxers. You still can go, you know, however much. I wouldn't suggest 2 weeks, but at least 6 to 8 weeks in between to hit that new growth. And make sure your stylist is not overlapping into the already relaxed area. Make sure she's only, you know, stressing that she's only relaxing the hair that is natural, the new hair. But you definitely do not have to go 3 months. But make sure you are trimming your ends, because if you don't trim your ends, all your hair is going to do is split up the strand, and it's pointless hair anyhow. So what is important is trimming your ends, but you definitely don't have to do 3 months. You can do 2 months, you know, 8 weeks, and only hit the natural part. Do not overlap.
Okay, because like, so you mean like the part that's already straight, don't like actually put
relaxer on that.
Okay, I used to always wonder, because like when people would put perm in my hair, I would notice that they would only do like
the hair
new growth, but they wouldn't do, and I was like, why they ain't relaxing my whole head? But now I know
it'll be over processed. That chemical is already so strong. You'll just be relaxing already relaxed hair, and it's gonna over process and it's gonna damage your hair. So it's gonna make it weak. It's gonna make it brittle.
That.
Never
knew that. I always wondered why they weren't putting the relaxer on all the hair, but because I would kind of get a little. So I'm like, put it all over. But
no, absolutely not.
Next question says, I am about 5 months natural and I can't find a product to lay my edges down. I wear sew-ins while I'm transitioning, so it can be protected, but my edges continue to curl up, which leaves me flat ironing every day, which isn't good. Help.
Okay, this is a lot of problem with clients who are either transitioning or are natural outside the perimeter of their hair. There's many products on the market for like an edge control or sleek and slick or whatever. So I know that Cream of Nature has a product. Design Essentials, I love Design Essentials. Their product for the edges is sleek maybe, edge control, but it's a phenomenal product. But you know, if you use the product every single day, there's going to be some form of buildup. So make sure you're taking a damp towel and wiping it, then reapplying product. But there's several products, or you can even use a wax stick.
Right. I've seen people use that before.
A wax stick, and it'll lay your edges down really well.
So you prefer like every night to take like a wash rag and kind of
wipe it down. Absolutely. Okay. And make sure you're taking your satin scarf, and maybe even, and I know I have a client who does this because she wears her hair curly extensions, and she takes her satin bonnet, puts her product on it, and takes her wrap scarf and wraps around her edges, and when she wakes up, it lays down.
Right, it's already laid because she put that. Okay, so that makes sense. The next question says, what are some great tips for growing out healthy hair?
Well, it goes back to the basis of what I am, what I stand for is healthy hair. Make sure you're moisturizing. There's many products on the market, but you want to do something that's really not extremely heavy. Cantu has a product line. They focus on moisturizing and hydrating your hair. Love Cantu, but they're a natural hair care product.
Right.
I love Shea Moisture. All their hair line, I use it, and I use it some of it in the salon. It's a great product line. So again, make sure you're using great products that moisturize and hydrate your hair.
Okay, so do you prefer like having a regimen? Like, is that going to help as well as far as like getting healthy hair?
I think so. To keep your hair trained, to be on some type of regimen for you and for your hair, to say every night, I'm going to sit down and do this to my hair, so that you maintain a routine. And try not to skip around using a whole lot of products. Even though several lines do work, give one product an opportunity to work before you swap to another product. So again, making sure that you moisturize on a daily basis so that your hair can be healthy.
Okay, so the next question says, how many bundles are needed for a Va Va Voom hairstyle with long lengths, like 22 inches? I love my Va Va Voom hair, so yeah. Let's tell them what they gotta have to get some Va Va Voom hair. What do you suggest?
Well, 22 inches is really not long hair.
I know. I used to think 22 inches was
ma'am.
long, and now it's like I wear 28. Like, I used to get 22. I'm like, long hair, don't care. And now it's like I wear 28 inches.
Absolutely.
So.
But it depends on how big your head is and if you're using a closure or if you're having any leave out. But 22 inches, 20 inches, and 18 inches is typically really good. Now, if you want more layering, I would do 16 inches, 18 inches, and 22, which is perfect. Now, if you're doing a closure, you know, you still can make sure you're using a razor to layer the hair, but that's going to give you Va Va Voom. But only thing that gives you Va Va Voom is that you have layers. So you can have long, thick, heavy hair without layers, and it's not really Va Va Voom. It's just long, thick hair. So make sure you're putting layers in to layer the hair, and make sure that the wefts are staggered so that you're not having to do a whole lot of cutting. And when you curl the hair, make sure you pin the hair so that it's full.
Right.
And that you have that Va Va Voom hair that you're looking for.
Right. And keep in mind, the longer the hair, the shorter the weft. Because I didn't know that at first, because I was always wondering, like, if I would get longer hair, the weft would always, like, look thinner. But if you get longer hair, it's going to be, like, what do they do? Ounces, I think.
Yes.
So it's going to be less ounces. But, well, it's going to be the same
ounce, but you're taking that ounce and making the length in it.
Right.
So it's still 4 ounces of hair, however many.
But you're just doing it in the length instead of the actual length of the weft.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
I hope that makes sense. The next one says, I did an ombre on my hair and it turned out to be really damaging to my hair. It feels so fake. What would you recommend so that my hair won't feel like that? Please help.
Well, I always recommend for clients who are especially coloring their hair at home, don't blonde that hair out. Because if you're blonding their hair out, it's gonna be dry. Colored hair is dry anyhow. But if you're making it like the lightest blonde, or that's professional talk, a bleach blonde look, it's gonna be dry anyhow.
Right.
But there's a product called Silicone Mix. Silicone just sits on top of the hair, and it's gonna be immediate change to the hair. You're gonna feel it's gonna be silkier, but you're still wanting to hydrate the hair. So I would deep condition it with a good penetrating conditioner.
Right. So when like, because I colored this hair this time, and do you feel like when you actually colored the extensions that you have to do like more deep conditioning and stuff like that?
You do change the hair, you do alter the state of the hair.
Right.
So again, any color, even if you're coloring your own natural hair, you're going to want to penetrate. You want to treat the hair as though it's your own personal growing from your hair. So you do want to do a deep, intensive conditioner on it, and it'll make a difference.
And if you're somebody like me, because like it seems like no matter what I do, like it never turns out as good as when she does it. So it's like I feel like I have to get someone else to do it because I just don't know how to do it. Like no matter how hard I try, it just doesn't work. Like I feel like if I deep condition it, I end up leaving it with like a buildup.
Yeah, residue. Well, there is a need for stylists.
Definitely for people like me, because you guys know I'm not the bomb.com when it comes to hair. Like, so thank God for people like
But you also, there is a need for hairstylists, and I know that people have gotten hairstylists get a bad rap because for whatever reason. But we know what to do. If it feels a little heavy in the shampoo bowl, we know to go back over it with a good clarifying shampoo to get some of that residue off. We know to use apple cider vinegar. We know how to.
Yeah, she told me that because like I had like a hair crisis and like my head was itching, so I texted her, I'm like, Monica, my head is itching. What do I do? So she told me what to do, and I put like this oil on my scalp, and when I did it, it left the back of my hair like it was slick. Like it looked like I took Crisco and like just like rubbed it into my hair. And she told me to use apple cider, and I swear it cleaned, like my hair was squeaky clean afterwards. So
absolutely, it makes a difference.
Okay, so the next question says, how do you sew in a closure and make it look realistic?
I've been doing closures for a couple years now in Birmingham, Alabama. And everything comes through trial and error, connecting with other stylists. But what I've been doing lately, this is a closure. It's nobody's closure. It's just a closure that I thought I would bring as an example. The knots are not bleached. None of the hair has been prepped. And the lace is still on because it's a brand new closure. But what I do is sew the sides down. You want to line it up with the perimeter of your hair. Do the base, braid the base for a closure. and take one edge of it and sew this down, and then the other edge and tightly sew it down so that it's taut. But one thing that I've been doing that has been phenomenal for my clients, because closures move. If your hair is growing, the closure will move. You'll take your elastic band, and I got this from Walmart, you get it from Michael's, and you can get it from anywhere, and I sew the corner edge down, and I take it around to the other side and sew the other side down. And this goes around the back of your head, and it sews the front down there. It lays flat, and it does not move.
And if you don't know how to do this, Miss Jujubee, I think that's her name. She did a tutorial here on YouTube, and I'll link it below so you guys can check it out.
Absolutely.
And I also think Pretty Girl Angie might have done one, so I will link those below so you guys can check them out.
And this is an awesome way of getting the hair to lay flat without it being a flowing closure. I've seen many ladies, like on LA Housewives or LA Hip Hop or whatever it's called, and the closure was sitting up, and it happens. This happens to me.
It definitely happened to me. You guys call me out, so yeah, I know it's happened to me.
Absolutely. So what it does, it just allows the front of the closure to lay very flat, and it's movable, and not movable where the wind will blow, but again, it's just elastic band. But make sure you take out those YouTubers or their Instagrams, excuse me, you can get more details on how to do it.
Right. Okay, so the next question I thought was really a good question, because I've always wondered this. It says, what vitamins help with growth, or how you can help, it says, or how can you help your hair grow?
So many products, you know, you got the biotin, you got the vitamin E oil, you got the hair and vitamin or hair and nail vitamins. There's this one product on Instagram that I know is called Simplistic Oil, and from watching it, man, the hair growth is phenomenal. But again, you take a nozzle bottle, like an applicator color bottle, put those products in there, and I brought this today. This is a great product. It's the Thickening Growth Milk. It's by Shea Moisture. You put those products with the black Jamaican castor oil, which I love.
And you can get that from Amazon.
Yes. And you put it in a nozzle bottle. And where that nozzle bottle is going to do is go in between your wefts, in between your tracks, and put it on there. And while you're wearing a protective style, your hair underneath can be moisturized and it can grow.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about one vitamin in particular, because I see it on Instagram and YouTube a lot. I think it's like the Hairfinity.
Hairfinity, yes. I don't know anything about hair. I don't know anything about Hairfinity. Have not used it. My clients haven't used it. I would love to start using the oil. Or is it a product? Is it
I think it's an actual vitamin, yeah. I
would love to start using it. I just hooked up with their Instagram, and I need to research it a little bit. But from the results of the Instagram pictures and the hashtag, it seems to be a great product. So hopefully we'll be able to get that and maybe start using it.
It's like, I'm afraid though, like, I don't know what, like, I'm so like skeptical about taking pills and stuff because of like side effects. Like, you see side effects on stuff and it pretty much should say side effect death, because it's so many different things. So like, do you think that they're like, since it is a vitamin, it should be okay to actually take?
It should be okay, absolutely. But anything you do, consult your doctor and or research.
Yeah, because I don't want you saying Nitra B told you to take it and it messes you up or anything like that. Shampoo and conditioners do you recommend to get the best looking, feeling, and healthy hair? Really great question.
I have a couple products that I use in the salon. They're professional products, so we won't even discuss professional products.
Yeah, let's talk about like more like drugstore. Somebody can go to Walmart, Target, and pick up.